Another blue motherfucking Monday. It's a little bit late, but we're always getting it started nice and hot. You're on the Down to Earth Network, aka EQTV International Sound. For those who don't know, this is a blue motherfucking Monday. And guess what? I'm just going to start it off with the attitude that I've been had from day one. So just hear me when I say this, people. Just taking what I'm saying, because I'm one of those old heads that's listening out to the younger youth them. You know what I'm saying?
The very last chattel slave that was freed was May Louise Miller. She was freed in 1963. 1963. The last school to be desegregated was 2006. That's 10 years ago. I was 8 years old. I was alive for this. This is not that long ago, people. The last state to officially abolish, that's the word I was looking for, I apologize. The last state to officially abolish slavery was Mississippi in 2013. 2013! What the? Okay. The very first anti-lynching bill was 2022. 2022. Black children were used as bait for hunting alligators.
We never intended them to be anything other than a slave. But they began to grow in number and in power, and eventually they fought their way to some freedom. So we became even more cruel, and to keep our Black Americans down, we lynched. But yet they rose. So then we used the welfare system, the criminal justice system, to keep them down, to contain them, to destroy them. But yet they rose, and they're rising. Then we built prisons and jails to hold them. Yet they rose. And so now we are doing exactly what the Pharaoh did at the end, sending out a decree, kill them. I'm going to say this to my white fellow Americans, that the bloodshed that is on its way is not on the hands of our fellow Black Americans, but is on our hands. We are the ones that are refusing to let God's people go. And we know what we've done to you. And so now we're fearful that you're going to do to us what we have done to you.
We stole this land from the indigenous Native Americans. We brought Black people to this country against their will and sold them into slaveries. We ripped their families apart. We have maligned, maimed, and misused the Black community since the first ship arrived on the shores of the United States. Black people are questioned about everything they do, even if they're just walking down the street.
The only way that I can harbor any sort of respect for a Black person is if they prove in some sort of way that they aren't completely obsessed with being Black. There's absolutely nothing a Black person can teach me. I don't care to view history through your Black lens.
And this is exactly why, if you want to learn about who they are and why they are the way they are, all you need to do is text the word origin to 219-299-49. And don't argue with me. Argue with your mama and fight these facts. Get it!
Shout out to the young Kang, the Don.
So, can you bring me up to date to this?
Yeah. So, the first voice you heard
bring me up.
Was a young Caucasian female. Who at the time of this video, she was only turning 16. This is now 3 years after the fact. All right, folks. So get that in your head. The second person you heard is ex-military, current Minneapolis police officer, white male, 40s, 50s. The third person you heard was a female Caucasian, all right, who happened to be an elder female, not too old, we'll say about 50, all right? And the last one, which you heard, not least, are general YNs who happen to be a Caucasian. So what do all four of these Caucasian people have in common?
Yo, white.
Toronto.
Yeah.
They have the cognizance to realize that either A, they grew up off of Blacks' backs, or they've gained of recent off of Blacks. The last one, the YN, you could tell some Black guy fucked his girl. Took his wifey home, because you could see in his agitation that he doesn't want to see from no Black lens.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? But if you don't want to mess with the first beings on the planet, then I can't blame you. I understand. You're a subreddit.
A lot of things go through my mind. A lot of things. Like the man said history, right? So, all right. So if history didn't go the way it did, like back in the day when the Maroons came to Europe in the Dark Ages and cleaned y'all up. Right? Y'all still be shitting your pants and all that stuff and still
walking on all fours.
No, wait there, I'm not
walking
done.
On all
and
fours.
believing showers is a sin. And bathing is a sin.
Those are the educated ones. No, those are the educated ones. Those are the educated. No. C plus in real life. C plus in real life.
No. We're going back to, he said, history. Okay, so we're going back to history.
We found them. We found them coming out of the mountains.
The Caucasus Mountains and all that
We found them coming out the mountains.
No, don't let me go there.
We taught them.
Okay? So,
and then they procreated, and then they had these C virus children.
I wasn't the one who brought that up.
No. You're bringing facts to the table, Toronto. You're bringing facts to the table.
You know what I mean?
There ain't nothing wrong with facts. That's all we argue around here.
Now, another thing now. Okay, want me to go back to history again?
Oh, sure.
All right, then. So
what if?
I like to say this. What if?
History.
Now, what if history was reversed?
And they found out that they were the main.
Oh, no. That's not what I mean. They talk about slavery, right? What if the Caucasians were enslaved by us instead? You know what I mean? They were on the slave ships. They're getting beaten. They're getting castrated. They're getting all of this shit. Now, I'd like to know, what would they have to say about that? Huh? I'd like to know. Well, because guess what?
They wouldn't have a lot to say because here's a joke of life.
No,
when we did have them enslaved.
No.
We didn't make books and films and we didn't rub it in their faces.
Look here, man.
We didn't make their generations of kids fear us.
Look here, man. I'm
going
to tell you about some bullshit what be happening. Things like history wouldn't be erased in certain things because they're enslaved.
But then,
and wait, we're not done. Okay. And certain inventions would be more enhanced by us. And another thing is, you see, we wouldn't have too much of the struggle, so certain things probably wouldn't exist. That's the only problem.
So,
you know what I mean?
I don't want to diss my Caucasians, but I'm gonna put you Neanderthals on point, right? Because the problem I have with you Neanderthals is y'all come to the cookout, y'all eat up all the good food, you touch up all the good women, and then when it's time for you to chip back in for the next cookout, for some reason, y'all feel like y'all still guess. So, to break it down for those who don't know what I'm talking about, let these people explain it to you a little bit.
Let's start in Minneapolis, where ICE continues to raid homes and businesses in what some people are calling an occupation. Christopher, your take on this?
Well, Michelle, the first word that comes to mind is unprecedented. I mean, you've got federal officers roaming the streets, just pulling people out of their cars based on how they look. I mean, this just doesn't happen in America. Yeah, well, I mean, I know it happens with some police. There are certainly bad cops out there, of course, but this is an entire federal force weaponized against the people it's supposed to protect. It's insane. Okay, right, sure. Okay, but the difference here is these officers are marching through neighborhoods with the express mission of just stirring things up so they can violently arrest people. That's new.
1900, 1800, 1700.
Okay, I mean, you guys know what I mean, though. Can someone else go, please?
Very well. Jackie, on Sunday, anti-ICE protesters interrupted a church service. And now the Trump administration has arrested 2 people. Are tactics like this hurting their cause?
I mean, it's unlikely. This was an isolated incident and probably won't slow the movement down. I mean, let's be honest, not a lot of Democrats go to church anymore. I mean, of course, Democrats go to church, but it's a community thing. It's not just all about Jesus.
Does this hit home a little bit?
She just said church ain't about Jesus.
Well, color me surprised.
Color me surprised.
No, I know it's about Jesus. It's just left-leaning churches are not, so political. Okay, stop. That's not at all what I meant.
Right. I mean, Jackie knows very well that all kinds of people attend church.
Yeah.
I mean, if it matters, I've started going again.
Really? Good for you.
Yeah, ever since they changed it so you don't have to dress up anymore. I mean, how nice is it to wear jeans to church, right?
So again, these are the people that have taken over the world. Now, they inherited it from some cruel, disgusting, deficiently unhuman and unhumane people. Now, can we wrong them for their ignorance? Because, you know, they were growing up in the suburbs and they don't know nothing but struggle. Can we wrong them for their ignorance because it was okay for them not to get good grades in school, but still seem somehow to graduate, end up in college, and end up with a pretty decent job that's making good fucking money, even though they probably got an inheritance? I mean, like, come on, man. I don't want to get mad at those type of Caucasians because at least they're making a conscious effort in society, where I feel like a lot of y'all are some closet racists to this day.
Look here, man. I'm gonna play devil's advocate, man.
Go right ahead, brother.
Look, as much as, you know, the white people, whatever, and all of that, yo, our black people ain't any better. You know what I mean? There's a lot of sellouts and all this shit and everything too. You know what I mean? Straight up. And some of them are some Oreo cookies. All right, straight up good.
But
so you know,
but hold on a second. Let's just get something straight. There are no Caucasian people growing their children to be worried about the authorities. Much less
of course
ICE.
not.
Much less ICE.
You mean you okay? Well,
no. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
Wait. You're talking about everyday life of a black people and a white people. That's
Since the jab,
you're talking.
Everybody became black.
No, wait. You're talking about the general sense.
Hell yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
You
right?
can't have history without us black people. So, erase us, you erase 90% of the world.
To what you just said there. You said they're raised not to what?
They don't know about the struggle. They don't know how to teach their children how to deal with authority. Fuck manners, and fuck principles.
And why is that? Why is that?
Because you see, I said it already when you said it from the beginning. When we took them from the Caucasus Mountain, what we didn't do was rub it in their children's faces and put it in there in books and films and made people stars off of it.
It sounds like to me that the privilege card was being developed.
The privilege card has been around since Cleopatra. What do you think she went to war with these people for? Come on, fam. She's listening to a Neanderthal tell her that they were the first on the planet.
Blood clot.
Can you blame Miss Cleopatra for standing on her 10 toes and saying, well, this is the truth. This is the facts? Can you? You can't. Cleopatra did what she had to do for her people and her family. Maybe I can say she was a little bit of a bitch because she was only really focusing on her family, but either way, it's 2026 and we still have homeless people. We have a government that's turning around and telling us what to do. They failed. They failed epically. Anybody who survived 2019, 2018, 2017, who got to see 2021 going into 2022, please understand when I say this. It's not the problem no more with the government doing what the government's been given power for to do, because that will come down to when it happened, how it happened, and all that other bullshit. Let's not repeat history in the manner that we've already repeated history. If I taught you and now you become a master, you beat me, you become a grandmaster. I expect this in conflict. I expect this in wars. I expect this when I'm being attacked. But now if you're telling me this same energy is in everything from school to the grocery store to the post office, then is it the society is the real problem? Because the society won't accept the truth and take accountability that we voted an idiot in power, and this idiot is running the rest of us down, dead. And just like I heard a man said who happened to have Caucasoid skin, who's going to jail? Simple as that. You're going to tell me that you can't take down the Epstein people, but you're going to tell me also you can go rush Joe Biden in the White House. So let me double down on this right now, Toronto. My Caucasoid people can round up and go get a guy named Sleepy Joe. But the man who has evidence and a conglomerate of people, nobody moves. Nobody says a word.
You want me to say something
Protect
about that?
my neck.
You want me to say something about that? You really want me to say something about that? Okay.
I'm looking at the people in the mirror.
I'm going to tell you something about that.
I'm asking them to change their ways.
You know why things take long on this Epstein files and all of whatever? I'm going to tell you the reason why.
Woohoo!
The main reason why. And people are going to think it's the Donald. No, it ain't. It ain't the Donald. Okay. You know what the main reason why? The main reason why, because all his buddies, he only knows rich people.
Yeah.
It's all rich people.
Yeah.
Yo, let me tell you something. Okay? Yo.
Let me tell you something.
Yo, let me tell you something.
Shout out to Jim Carrey.
All right.
Wherever the fuck you are right now,
If this
homie.
was some common folk or in certain places, this shit would have been out of the fan already. Yo, bro, listen here. Money talks, bullshit walks.
Facts.
He said this in America, only made in America.
Facts.
Okay?
Only made in America.
Only made in America.
Well, we get it saying only made in North America because there's a couple of Canadians in that damn
Listen
file.
here, man. They say it let me say it properly. Only made in America. Okay?
Hey. Hey.
All right?
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, where the land of the free, and all of that shit, they say. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you come out of court, they go, yo, only man in America. You know what I mean? Trust me. So now, when the Epstein files sort of being exposed, and they go, wait, how come we're not seeing what? Listen here, because we're just gonna say whatever to satisfy the people, but at the same time, certain peoples who don't want things to come out, they go, listen here, how much it gonna cost? How much it gonna cost? Listen here, we're the boss.
So,
how much it gonna cost? Listen, Donald. Listen, Donald. Listen,
everybody
buddy.
can be bought in America.
No, listen here, buddy. Listen here, buddy. You're in the hot seat too, eh?
Shout out to 50 Cent.
We don't care if you're in the fucking president seat.
Everybody can be bought.
And he goes, yo, I don't give a fuck.
America can be bought.
I don't give a fuck. I'm the
Is that what you're
president.
saying?
I'll do what the fuck I want.
Oh, Canada.
Okay? Check this out. I'll start some wars and shit.
Toronto.
I'll start some wars and shit. If you fuck around with me, and guess what? What do you think what's going on right now? Huh? What do you think is going on right now?
If Big Broski wants to start a fight, Little Broski's willing to scrap too. The problem I'm having right now is that Big Broski won't take accountability. And now I'm sitting here scrapping 60, 50, 60, 70 different motherfuckers that are coming to represent the common ground that they all are on. So Broski, Big Broski.
Yo, one question.
Big Broski.
One question, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Estimation. How much rich people names are in this motherfucker? Huh?
Well, enough to say that everything comes down.
No, wait there. An estimation, I said.
An estimation?
Of how much rich motherfuckers are in there. I didn't get to say an exact number.
I'm not gonna give you an estimation. I'm gonna give you a guesstimation.
Okay, guesstimation.
My guesstimation, there's over 4,000 people in that bitch.
Bottom line is there's more than 1,000. Okay.
More than 666. Yes.
The bottom line is it's more than 1,000. Just like I put on a statement. What someone put up a statement.
Yeah.
They said there's like about 400 and something odd billionaires.
Yeah.
And no blood clot
Batman. Yeah.
Right.
I agree. Team agree. Can I get a gunshot for that? Blue motherfucking Monday style.
Now check this out. Now, you know why I'm bringing this up? That means none of y'all are in for justice for the American way.
How?
And having money and shit.
How?
No, wait, we're not done. That means you guys are the opposite. You guys are the villains.
Technically, yes, but no.
492 whatever billionaires. Okay? All right. Okay. And out of 490 whatever 2 or whatever number, that means you said a guesstimation of
4,000.
At least a good percentage y'all out of there, eh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Come on.
Paying to say, yo, we don't need them files out, bro.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
And guess what? Donald, yo, you're the president. We have the money.
You can make shit happen. Make it happen, brother. Make it happen. Okay? That's why none of the shit's coming out. Okay?
Look.
All right?
I'm going to put it this way, man.
Money talks, bullshit walks.
My big bro needs to take accountability because my big bro went and rushed to sleeping Bitey Joe, and they're just leaving Trump alone. And I just don't understand why.
Accountability.
I don't get it. Give me the accountability, and I'll let you still go on with your war and all that other bullshit.
Just like what the bat said. I have the greatest superpower. I'm rich, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, when you have that power, you can get away with anything.
That is true.
Okay?
That is true. So let me ask my Blue Motherfucking Monday people to get in the comments and let me know.
And it's worse when you have more than one motherfucker who has dough to make it happen.
Get in my comments right now and give me a 100, 100, okay? Because after this point, this is where my head's going right now. And I gotta really think about it because it's a fellow Niiijii complaining about it.
Hold on, I'm confused. I'm really confused. Y'all don't got no money to help the homeless, but you got money for concentration camps
and wars.
Preach, Park, preach.
You pay people to play sports more than you pay people who save lives.
I'm
confused. Y'all buy bottled water to avoid polluted water, but the water in the water bottle comes straight from the polluted water?
Facts.
Oh, so y'all don't actually believe children could be anything they want?
What that?
So why are you telling them that? Y'all condemn the poor but worship the rich?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't feel too good.
Oh no, we got nuclear weapons too.
Yeah.
But y'all gave them to the most emotionally unstable people. We gave it to responsible adults. Y'all breathe oxygen just like us, but you keep finding ways to make your oxygen unbreathable?
Yep, so they can charge you for air.
Is that why I'm sick over here? I feel sick.
That's why
y'all spending all that time in school, but y'all don't know how taxes work. So instead of telling the men to behave, you tell women to cover up to make the men behave.
Make it make sense.
What the tariff is? Nah, that one's weird. How long were you in school? When men get rejected, we just move on. We don't. What do y'all do over here? You fight women?
Where they do that day?
Oh, where am I? Is there a large absence of women over here? Where am I?
I hope not, because I thought there were 5-1. 5 women to 1 man. And I've been bitching about this for the last 2 years. You can't win a war without women. So if your leader is telling you, you're a girl, you can't be in this, that's not a good leader. And if you're going to listen to his boss who put him in position, he's not a good person either. And then here's a greater equation finder in it. All right, folks? The person who balances the books, the one who's paying you for your service that's out there, has no clue why you're out there. Please make it make sense. Please make it make sense. I feel like my fellow.
The only
Niiijii
thing
brother,
is,
bro.
what makes sense is to the rich. Is it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. So what the man who said with all of them certain things, what he was saying right there, right?
Everything is a
why
fact.
this and why that. Well, first thing of all, does it make money? Nope. So, so check this out. So it's not important. So I'm just saying.
I get you.
I'm just trying to bring it down to earth here, bro.
No, I'm get you.
You know what I mean?
I get you.
Sometimes people don't like what I say, but guess what?
It's Blue Motherfucking Monday.
I'm a realist. I'm not going to
sugarcoat
it. I'm not gonna bring
let me hold your hand.
I'm not gonna bring the dream world here to you. I'm sorry if I'm gonna be busting your reality bubble. You know what I'm saying?
Truly.
Or worse yet, unplug you out of the matrix for a little bit and seeing the truth. And then after all of a sudden you're just like, oh hell no, plug me back in. Well, you know what? At least you saw it. You know what I mean?
This is so uncanny to me right now. All right, people, you gotta understand it. It's uncanny to me because at the end of the day, when I was growing up and learning in school to get along with everybody and not see any colors and everything was everything, at some point in time, somebody got a dictionary or a encyclopedia or a fucking man. All I'm trying to say right now, you cannot allow yourself to walk off a cliff no more. Okay? We need to take our accountability for the fucking people we voted into power. We, the people. Yes, we do. And you know why we need to do this? Because yes, the system works for those who can afford the system.
Oh, you could say, especially, you know what?
Let me say it again.
Say that one more time.
Let me say it again.
Especially preach that to our American brethren.
The system. Okay, people? The system. Okay? It really works. But it only works for those who can afford the system.
Oh, check this out. I'm going to give you an example, people. Watch Sicko. You will be sick and tired of what's going on over there. Because, yo, check this out. If you don't have insurance in America, guess what they send you? There's something called county hospital.
Yeah.
And guess what? Most people die in county hospitals.
And county jails, county hospitals.
I'm not even getting down to that. I'm just getting down to the county hospital, bro. As soon as they say you go in the county, you might as well say you dying. Yeah. Because the first question they're gonna ask you when you go in the normal hospital there, they go, do you got insurance? You got medical insurance? You got medical whatever? They go, no. Oh,
yeah, our fellow Niiijii said it best, man.
So yo, watch Sicko, and you'll see what I'm talking about. They sent even an old person. I saw that clip. An old person didn't have the sitting. They put it still in the gown. Send them in the cab to county.
I'm just getting in my bag right now because when election time kicks around and then certain other podcasters are just jumping on the trending shit, I'm hoping to work with the actual young journalists that are actually in the field on the ground. You know, since I've been here in Jamaica saying it since the storm went by, boots on the ground. Them people my vibes with right now. Some real things, because the mainstream media is really pushing the narrative of who we elected. And I'm sorry to say this, folks. We, the people, need to take accountability for who we elected. Straight, like, this is the time. This is not, we need da. No, this is the time. There are people who said, yeah, I'm repping, I'm for this party, and then they crossed the floor. And not the boy them, not the po-po, not the 5-0, not the fucking jigs, not the jakes, not the fucking pigs, none of those who have power and in authority right now are doing anything about it. And the mainstream media may say, oh, it's the Epstein files. They're in the Epstein files. Well, like I said earlier in the podcast, I'm looking at the people in the mirror. I'm asking y'all to change your ways, because any pedo can catch a bullet really quick, and I wouldn't hesitate, and that's the shit, and I ain't gonna lie, because poor Michael took some licks. Why did he get licks? Why? So let me just ask a question, since some of y'all folks lived through that process. Some of y'all kids don't even know who Michael Jackson is. And a lot of y'all motherfuckers out there.
Speaking of that, the movie just came out.
Again, a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't know who that guy is. So this is one of those emotional type of issues where I got to look at my people and say, God damn, do they really give a fuck about us? So moving on to my next person who has all the same complaints, but she happens to be in power. And she's looking.
Turns out all the crazy cranks and conspiracy theorists and conspiracy theorists who were concerned about chemtrails and weather modification, well, you might have been proven right after all. I've just come out the most extraordinary 2-hour congressional hearing here at the Capitol in Washington, D.C. on that very, very topic. Experts all agreeing weather modification, cloud seeding, chemtrails, it's real. Here's what happened.
For years, anybody who questioned weather modification was labeled crazy or a conspiracy theorist. Now we've learned that they've been doing it for decades. One geoengineering company called Make Sunsets injects aerosol into the atmosphere to reflect sunlight back into space. I want to show you their frequently asked questions. Why? It says, unless we reflect sunlight, tens of millions of people will die and 20% of species may go extinct. These climate activists have come so far that they are actively trying to inject chemicals into the air to block the rays of the sun from hitting the earth. And they want to take away our God-given rights over the earth. These climate activists have come so far that they are actively trying to inject chemicals into the air to block the rays of the sun
I want their
from
addresses.
hitting the earth. And they want to take away our God-given rights over the earth in order to satisfy their godless climate cult beliefs. Potentially cooling the earth can also cause people to freeze to death, crops to die, and could literally lead to killing millions and millions of people.
My written testimony goes into detail explaining my decision to join more than 500 other scientists and academics from around the world to call for a solar engineering non-use agreement. Second, our 70-year history with weather modification should give us some humility.
He said 70 years, kids.
Understand what the consequences might be. We've been trying to modify the weather for 70 years, and we don't know if we're modifying the weather. And finally, we have one Earth, and experimenting on it carries considerable risks.
Oh, wait, hold on. I got to pull that back up. Because you guys didn't understand what he just said out loud. As a politician, he just told you there are multiple decades, and they still don't have no answers. They still have no results. So just let me make sure.
Understand what the consequences might be. We've been trying to modify the weather for 70 years, and we don't know if we're modifying the weather. And finally, we have one Earth, and experimenting on it carries considerable risks.
Yes, it does.
Yep, and we keep on shitting where we sleep.
So I'm not wrong for thinking the way I'm thinking. Then I'm not wrong. There's other people out there. There's politicians out there that have been thinking like this since 2016.
So hold on.
It's been 10 years since that shit was aired on public television.
What I want to know is this. So we experiment on our own Earth. So where we gonna go?
80 fucking years, fam.
No, but where we gonna go?
80 years, Toronto.
No, but when you experiment on something, right? You believe said that you have a safe space. You get what I'm trying to say?
Evolution goes, it improves and wipes out the lesser being.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I want to know about the experimental part. I want to know how you experiment.
I want these people's addresses.
So how are you experimenting?
I want these people's addresses.
You don't got nowhere else to go.
I want some addresses. Why aren't these people tagged?
Okay, where they gonna go?
Who gives a shit? We just need to know what they're doing.
No, but I want to know this. No, it's like this. I don't give a fuck. We're gonna destroy everything and shit. But okay, so
to the other 7 billion other human beings on the fucking planet.
I want to know this part though. Where them gonna go?
Who are these people and when did they become fucking overlords of the world?
But it doesn't make sense to me. No,
I'm the one who said they're gonna give Bill Gates a fucking statue.
No, but
I said that. I said that.
Where are they going to go? I want to know where they're gonna go. There's no
Toronto.
No. Look.
Toronto.
They're gonna destroy your. No.
They're gonna destroy the planet.
Hold on.
They have somewhere to go.
No, man. You're human. You need water. You need air. You need all of these
Stargates.
No, man.
Portals.
No, man. They're not going nowhere.
Nah. Transmanution or transmutation or
whatever.
Going to
the ice wall?
My brother.
Are they going to the ice wall?
My brother.
Are they going there?
Brother, you're just feeling like you're in a
I
petri
wanna-
dish right
I
now.
wanna
That's
know-
all it is.
I want to know where they're going.
You'll get past this feeling, Toronto.
I just want to
Toronto,
know where they're going.
you'll get past this feeling, Toronto. Don't worry about
No,
it.
because if
You'll
they're
get past it.
destroying the place and all of that shit, I want to know where they're going so we could go hold them hostage and say, yo, you're not going anywhere. You know what I mean?
So again, many pods ago, I said 2016, the North American governments of the world, plus Mexico, I keep forgetting they're part of it too. Turtle Island said 2016 aliens existed. I said, hey, are they going to give reparations to all the people they locked up and said they were crazy and were encountered with fucking aliens? Or they're going to do them like black people? That's what I said. Okay. 2017 comes along. Everybody starts getting sick, deadly sick. I mean, so sick that I'm looking at them like, ew, get away from me. And I'm a Canadian. 2018, everybody who didn't get sick in 2017, they got sick. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, now you look like you're dying. And you just bitched at somebody else for looking like that. Oh, man, this world's getting fucked up. I wasn't checking shit. I didn't check that shit. And then here comes 2019. My punk ass got sick. And everybody who rarely gets sick started to get sick. And then something happened early 2019, going into 2020. Some little Fuxing shit popped off between my country, a foreign country, and another foreign country. And the whole world was convinced that the air was poisoned. And then the people that we elected that are still somehow in power right up to this point, 10 years fucking later. Well, 20 years later. These motherfuckers somehow convinced all of us human beings to stay in our houses for 14 days while Big Brother in the sky can reset. Then the same people that we elected should be held accountable for all those lives and funerals and fucking issues that they caused between the first 3 days of the fucking so-called 14 days till now when the truckers get into their problem with our government. Now, trust me when I say this, truckers. The only reason why you didn't see me put my best foot forward is because I was around some very warrior princess type women, and they didn't laugh at you guys. They supported you guys in their solidarity, but they said, it's funny that you guys can move together like that. But the whole country, with all the land that we have and all the children and all the little girls have gone missing all over the years, y'all can't seem to get together and find any of these children in 24 hours. Crazy. Ridiculous. And these women saluted all the military men that protected a lot of you 9-to-5 guys out there that are running your fucking mouths. Because at the end of the day, years later, the only idea you guys have to do is to do it again. Look, Canada, it's very simple. You either fix the system as is, that ends up breaking the system overall, but guess what? That great reset that our so-called elected officials were telling us about doesn't happen the way they planned it and the way they say it's supposed to go, agenda, whatever. Because tomorrow is not promised to none of us fucks out here.
Hell no.
None of us. So there's no reason for you to be all polite and expect your bills to be paid, because at the end of the fucking day, there were people back in the jab era that were more worried about their bills than the concern of their family. They were more worried about going to the gym and being in some fucking place than to be around those who care about them and did care about them. So this is why the government found it so easy to take the truckers and say, hey, you know what? Let's do something we've been doing to black people. Let's just redline these fuckers. And instead of the same people who supported you, the same people who said, yeah, you know, here's the gas money to go in them trucks to unite people, to go to the Capitol and represent for the people. Nothing fucking changed. Just like us black people who fight for this system, to get into the system, to integrate to the system. And the system only qualifies those that already have money. So what did you say earlier, Toronto? There's 400 fucking plus billionaires on the fucking planet. Give me their addresses, because I got to know why. I got to know why these people are going to give Bill Gates a motherfucking statue, and they're letting a scientist dictate what health is, and he's not getting no consequences, bruh.
Well, you know what? I gotta give it to some of them though, bruh. You know? I have to give it to some of them though, bruh. Because we can't say, because we said what? We said a billion. What did you say? What million? It was a million or a billion?
I say
it was a million of them, right?
There's 400
million, right?
plus billionaires. Billionaires. And
okay.
That's not even including the last 5 years.
Okay, so like I have to admit, you know, one thing, we can't justify that they're all being evil. You know what I mean? Because some of them do mean well. You know what I mean? We have to say that. You know what I mean? We have to say that. But soon as they get beyond the talking beyond the grade, they get too. So they have to know when to keep quiet.
It's because we as the people, we as the people don't protect the people that really care about us. The Martin Luther King got whacked, people became pussy. Malcolm X got whacked. We didn't become pussy. We just kind of said, okay, they're willing to take somebody who's willing to speak up. They knocked out Fred Hampton and he was sleeping, and he was a young man at that. So obviously the people we elect are not doing what they're supposed to be doing, because once we elect them, it becomes a whole different chessboard. You know what I'm saying? You got elected on some checkers, and now it's chess, when you should have been on some chess. Because there's a couple of people out there right now talking about they want to be the mayor and they want to run in prime minister and they want to run for whatever premier shit. At the end of the fucking day, I don't care who runs and who's in the hot seat. What I do care about now is some accountability now. Some human to human accountability.
So you're saying, yeah, this and that, but are you prepared to take on the responsibility?
Listen,
what comes with
Toronto
is accountability.
Toronto, you and me both know that no politician is supposed to be making no money if they're a politician. That's just the way it's supposed to be. But there's politicians out there that got Bitcoin, crypto coin, 2, 3, 4, 5 businesses that they got since they've been in office, not before. So to me right now, Blue motherfucking Monday.
Sound like to me they're working on the retirement plan.
From Blue motherfucking Monday's point of view, I'm sitting here like this dude who's like, goddamn, I'm not young enough to put up a fight. I'm not old enough to fucking care. And I'm just stuck thinking, why are you young people doing this shit?
And our leaders are low-life scum that screw little girls so the Jews can screw America. That's what's happening in this country. I just said it. That's what's going on in this country. And our FBI is corrupt. The Supreme Court is corrupt. The Justice Department is corrupt. The news media is corrupt. The whole country is corrupt because we've walked away from Almighty God and we've allowed Kabbalah practicing Jews to defile the nation. Put that video out. Go ahead and clip this video and send it out. I dare you. You won't do it because you're scared that the truth may get out to the American people. I'm had it up to here with the corruption in this country. Little children being raped for the benefit of Israel. That's all it's about, Doc. Little American children being raped for the benefit of Israel. American politicians raping little American girls to be videotaped by Israeli Mossad so that Israel can blackmail American politicians. That's the state of America today. God ought to destroy this country for what we've become.
Please don't. We're still attached. Yeah. So believe it or not, if he still has his job, I'm impressed. But as somebody that's now walking into the media world, I have to draw my fucking line in the sand going forward. I cannot be bought. And I mean, like, if I ever start acting strange, folks, or y'all feel like y'all can't communicate with me, please understand. I'm an emotional fucking wreck. And I'd rather be alone than be around a bunch of fake people. So believe me when I say this, fake people, because there's a lot of you fake people out there. Y'all keep up with these AI and bots. Those are your concerns. Stick over there. You see this warm meat sack of a person? I think DMX had a great point of view on it. But I want people to stick with what happened to Michael Jackson, because price point in the money doesn't save you at all. And if there's people out there that believe there's a black miss running Mr. North American president, then guess what? Go read a book. And I don't mean on your phone. Go find a library and go read a book. Okay? Fill those papers and look at that ink, turn the page. Because right now, our young, intelligent, I would believe more safe thinking, positive children are up and coming, and they should not run into a blockade of old people that are making money off of gas and climate change and all this other bullshit. I believe the racist guy is allowed to speak. I don't believe he's allowed to touch anybody, period. Especially now if the whole world knows you're a racist. I just don't believe you're allowed to put your hands on anybody from that point on, period. And I believe there's no such thing as one race as a racist. I think all races are racist. Shit. That's what I think. And I try to be respectable, mannerly, and walk with principles, because those negate ignorant fucks, non-jaw-fearing people. You get me? And I don't know. I'm one to say I like me a beautiful woman, but I love me some intelligence more. Like, that's a fact. And intelligence doesn't need to come in with a fucking pretty frame, or it comes in with an ugly frame, or what you define as ugly. I believe everybody is themselves. And I believe, with that being said, the best way for me to go at it from this point, since you heard from the mainstream media already and their perspective, I'm going to give you a modern take on what I'll go on now.
And I think it's immoral to kill children, no matter who kills the children, whether it's the government of the United States, the government of Sri Lanka, the government of Belgium, the government of Israel, Hamas. It doesn't matter. It is immoral to kill people who haven't done anything wrong. That's why Hiroshima is a problem. That's why I've complained about Hiroshima. That's why the Nazis were bad. That's why everybody who murders innocents is wrong. And when did that become controversial? Like I said, I articulated that and was immediately attacked by all these, people on the so-called right. I was like, then what is the whole point? What is the point of living here or having this country if we endorse murdering people who committed no crime? How are we better than the people we supposedly hate? You can't get an answer. Oh, you're a radical jihadi. No, actually, I'm a Protestant Christian who hates radical jihadis. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Anyway, that's it. That's the distinction. And by the way, the designation of terrorism grows from that understanding, which was a common understanding before 9/11. If you kill people intentionally who've committed no crime, you are the criminal.
Thank you.
And who does that? Terrorists. That's why we call them terrorists.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to call anyone who does that a terrorist. That's my definition. That was our working definition before 9/11. And then it just became the people our political class doesn't like. And I was called a terrorist yesterday.
Wow.
You're a terrorist.
I like how you put that in there.
Because I espouse nonviolence, which is the basis. It's the basis of Western civilization, that you punish only the guilty.
There's a political class. There's a political class. I thought diplomatic immunity was the highest of the highest. I didn't know there was a political class too. Did we vote these people in? Where did they come from? What the fuck? I gotta wonder. But yeah, that was Tucker sometime before or after they fired him. I'm not sure. He was on Mr. Piers Morgan's show. So he's more up to the time. The old white guy you heard before that, he was an anchor somewhere. And I don't know if he's still alive. I don't. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm not sure anymore who's knocking at my door, and these faces that I know, they ain't so sunny and true. Yo, straight, big up my father. Yeah, man. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to see the world go any worse than what it is, because I thought it was bad growing up. Now I'm like, damn, my grandbabies and great grandbabies are screwed if these same said people who've been doing all this ish for the last, what did you say, 70 years? 10 years ago? Are going to see it 100 years, you know what I mean? And be like, wow, 100 years ago, they were experimenting on the planet. 100 years ago. How old are you now? I'm 16, 116 years ago. You know what I'm saying, fam? Like, and the people we elect, I can't even get mad at them no more. Like, I just mad at the population, the people. Like, put a mirror up and think about it. The so-called people who've been running the system now for the last decade got smoke for Sleepy Joe Biden. But nobody moves for the current president with the evidence all up in their files. I praise all my Niiijii people on this Turtle Island that are understanding that. Don't think that I am crazy. I'm just saying what's on your mind, and you know it. And pods before, I was a little more incognito with it, but I feel like the summer's coming, the sun's hot. I don't want to see any more snow. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see any more snow. I want to see some greenery. I want to feel the sun rays. I want to see people who don't tan regularly get a tan naturally from the sun, not a tanning bed. Not a spray tan. All right? None of that greasy shit. Some real life, sit underneath the sun and roast like you're supposed to. Okay? I'm just saying. Summertime's coming and I want everybody to understand, yo. Like, this is my 10th year. And yeah, I didn't expect what was going on this year to be the way it is. So like I said earlier in this pod, where I was like, get in the comments and drop 100. If you got to this point, drop a 200. Real shit. Put a 200. You got to the 200 level, all right? Because right now, from my point of view, I'm trying to keep shit simple. I'm not trying to twist shit up. I'm trying to keep shit simple. So to those folks who may want to tell people about my show, like I said to the first 90 friends on my YouTube channel. My first 90, folks. I don't know nothing about none of this technology shit. I'm cool with throwing messages. I'll drop some comments. I like your vibe. I like your energy. And you know what? YouTube took away the inbox.
Did you know that in 1917, 10,000 black men, women, and children marched in silence through New York City to protest lynching and racial violence? It was called the Silent Protest Parade, one of the first great civil rights demonstrations in America. The march was organized by the NAACP after a wave of lynchings and one of the deadliest race massacres in U.S. history. In July 1917, white mobs in East St. Louis murdered hundreds of black residents and burned entire neighborhoods. The nation looked away, but black leaders refused to be silent. They decided to march not with shouts but with silence. On July 28, 1917, more than 10,000 people filled Fifth Avenue in New York City. Women and children dressed in white to symbolize mourning and purity. Men wore dark suits, their faces grave with dignity. Not a word was spoken, only the sound of drums and footsteps. Banners told the truth America wanted to ignore. They marched to protest lynching, segregation, and racial terror. Thousands of white New Yorkers lined the streets, some astonished, others sneering. For 5 hours, the silence stretched a sea of black faces, unbroken, unafraid. Their silence spoke louder than words. We are here, we will be seen. Newspapers across the nation reported the march. Black voices demanding justice could no longer be ignored. But President Woodrow Wilson, who had promised to fight lynching, stayed silent. Still, the silent parade planted a seed for future civil rights movements. It showed the power of unity, dignity, and discipline in the face of hate. The silent protest parade of 1917 is forgotten in most history books, but its question remains, would their silence be heard in America today? History remembers the powerful. Histora remembers the forgotten. Follow for the stories that matter.
And check this out. Check this out, though. When so-called Black history, well, it should be
all history,
but so-called month what we get.
Yeah.
They only teach you the certain basics of Black history. They don't teach you certain stories like these ones. Or the inventors. They only certain civil rights movement things like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, they're the biggest ones, but there's so many other stories that put us, how should I say, the pave for certain rights for us. You know what I mean?
Brother, give me a gunshot for the pain.
Oh, definitely.
Because all those people, salute to all those people who suffered. The same thing I said like many pods ago. To find out that the civil rights were fought by 14-year-olds and 9-year-olds, and all those pictures that I saw as a kid weren't adults. They weren't 21. Those weren't 25-year-olds being attacked to stand up for civil rights. Malcolm X taught, hey, if we separate, then leave us the fuck alone. If we're gonna mingle and shit, treat everybody fairly. And it's 2026, 10 years after they said aliens exist, and Black people still can't get a loan from a bank. If you have any common sense, you know there's no gold reserves in Canada right now. Carney has bankrupted us, and now he's allowing anybody who can afford to buy the government's land. Remember back in 2013 when the government told you that there will be no sovereign land no more? That wasn't a joke. And when I complained about it early 2013, only Caucasian people listened to me for some reason. Weirdly. And then I got my dog and I started walking my dog. A couple of years later, I started reading newspapers, and now we got Blue Motherfucking Monday, something organic, unlike the rest of these other guys. I don't care if the system likes me or not. I really don't. I can't be bought. You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm just more on the tip of, since you guys are going to be on the trend and shit, like Toronto said, Michael Jackson's movie just came out. It's going to help a lot of kids understand somewhat of a small part of that great man. And I can honestly say this from a standpoint of a fan. If his daughters and his sons claim Black because their father said they're Black, out of all people on the planet, you're gonna talk shit to Michael Jackson? So to me, going forward, I'm saying it like this. Michael's children, Jackson family, that's a Black child. They're Black. Period. I don't want to hear nobody give me, just like when Chuck Norris died and I said, all Niiijii people don't get in on the memes. Stay away from the memes. Stay away from the memes. The memes are going to draw the wrong attention, just like the poor cosplayers the Niiijii cosplayers that are all up in their comments getting insulted and disrespected. And nobody wants to represent for some common sense. Like when I see people going at people like that, I go at those folks. I'll get in the comments, start talking about suck your mama. Let's go to war. You know why? Because it was just a few months ago, a poor Niiijii cosplaying female, Squid Girl 1111, Squid Kid, 1111, took her own life based off of people in her comments.
Where has social media gone? This is what I've been talking about, people. This is what I've been saying months ago. Social media is gone to a height. It's ruling people's lives.
Anybody's little sister. That could be anybody's big sister. That could be somebody's auntie. Her young life snuffed out because at that moment in time, she was emotionally connecting with all these fuckheads in her comments.
How about this?
And had nobody writing out for her.
How about this disconnect? How about that? How about that? Yeah.
Look,
yes.
Toronto.
Disconnect.
Toronto, I love you to death.
Disconnect.
But she's dead. She's gone.
I know.
She's gone.
But what
she's
I'm
gone.
saying
We need to break the system real quick.
What I'm saying is this.
I understand what you're saying.
Say it and again until the ears.
Give it a gunshot, my brother. What are you talking about? Disconnect.
Disconnect. If it's getting to a certain point, you're right. Social media doesn't have to rule your blood clot life.
Facts.
All right. It's like a battery. You could turn it off. You could throw it away. Whatever. No, them people, you don't know them or anything like that. Who are they to you?
Exactly.
Fuck you and all that shit. Look here, man. You made social media took over your brain. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And
R.I.P. But now, everybody from forward on.
Yeah.
Disconnect if you can't take it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just
done deal. It's easy
simple.
and simple.
Very, very simple.
If you're hungry, you eat. If you're thirsty, you drink.
Facts.
All right. There you go. That's all I could say for this end of this episode here.
Fucking right.
You know what I mean? Straight up blue mother.
This is a
Monday.
blue motherfucking Monday here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come walk with me.
Yeah,
all right?
Man. We appreciate everybody tuning in. We all about to win here. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, shout out to the Instagram comment gang. You know what it is. I'm a YouTuber. But yeah, shout out to you guys.
Don't know. We all here not about the show. 2026, we still in the mix. You
Big
don't
facts.
know, man. But yeah, you know how I have to end it.
Let's go.
As
you know I want to hear.
This is the Rastafari Samurai, never leaving you dry in your eye. I approve this message. Niiijii.